I am in Euro Truck Simulator 2. I'm still with the TSM mod, and I checked out my garage info people drivers screen, and it didn't look too great. Only had one driver. I had empty garages, so I used my money to purchase a lot of trucks and a recruitment agency with some AI drivers. Got sorted there. Wasn't too happy with the truck because it only had a 360 HP engine, so I bought myself, for a change, a Volvo. So there it is. It's got a rather more powerful engine. The old trusty Scania is now being driven by one of the AI drivers. And I'm going to go and discover those question marks and get repaired up after the last job. I'm currently located in this place here, if I can actually see the name. South of Lisboa anyway, we're in southern Portugal. And let's get some music going. Oh, and some changes since the last video is the rework traffic mod has been uninstalled again, and because I did a long drive all along the North African coast, there's just way too much traffic on the roads, and you just end up getting stuck behind something and you can't overtake without going onto the grass. Oh, darn traffic lights. So I removed that. The Jazzy Cat Traffic Mod 1.3 has been installed, and I've installed another mod which allows you to see the AI traffic at night. You can now see their headlights from long distance. But I've noticed the AI traffic, they have their lights on during the day as well, which is a bit strange. But whoa, let's take a job. Faro, that's where I am. Yes, okay, let's take some yogurt. No flying trucks this time around. Back to serious business. The sky's darkening in. Looks like there's rain on the way. Realised, late decision. Refuel. gonna punch the core. How nice. Oh, it's the strike again. It's just Mike Andrews. Ready for some awesomeness. getting some rest here. Slow down traffic. Hang on a minute. Damn impatient AI drivers, just because I want to look at the view.
Fiery bus crash kills students in California.
Filled with senior high schoolers on their way to look at colleges.
Health Secretary Kathleen Sebelius steps down.
To replace her, the president will nominate his budget director.
Someone throws a shoe at Hillary Clinton.
Thank goodness she didn't play softball like I did.
Good morning, I'm Peter King with a CBS World News Roundup. 10 people are dead, more than 30 injured in Northern California.
They'll be on scene. It is affirmative, semi versus a tour bus.
After a tractor trailer crossed a median and slammed into a bus taking high school students on a college visit. Desha Arthur was a passenger on the bus.
I just kind of see black, but there's fire at the front of the bus. It's crushed in the front pretty much. So we all start jumping up to run away.
It happened on Interstate 5 near Orland, about 100 miles north of Sacramento. California Highway Patrol's Bruce Carpenter.
Everything completely burned. Fire got on scene pretty quick, but by the time they got here, it was fully engulfed.
CBS News correspondent John Blackstone is there.
Investigators have been working all night here, removing bodies, collecting evidence, trying to figure out what caused this horrendous crash.
2 of the dead were in the tractor trailer. First court appearance this morning for Robert Corchado, who police say caused that deadly daycare center crash near Orlando. Corchado turned himself in. His arrest was welcome news for Nicole Quintus, whose 4-year-old daughter Lily was killed.
She was 4 years old and she had a life ahead of her, and they took that away from her, and she deserves so much more. And she'll never have it.
The crash injured more than a dozen other children. Embattled Health Secretary Kathleen Sebelius is resigning after a turbulent year centered around Obamacare. Our coverage begins. CBS News correspondent Barry Bagnotto live in Washington.
The rumor mill got rolling when Sebelius wasn't at President Obama's side last week as he hailed the surge of healthcare signups. A senior administration official, though, says she notified him in early March she would be stepping down. To replace her, the president this morning will nominate his budget director, Sylvia Matthews Burwell. The White House is trumpeting Burwell's leadership experience with the Gates Foundation, the Walmart Foundation, and MetLife. But it also wants to remind senators not a single one of them voted no when they approved her for her current post less than a year ago. White House correspondent Peter Mayer says the feeling there is it's time to move on.
Secretary Sebelius has been second only to the president himself as the public face of the Affordable Care Act. She also took much of the congressional heat for the rocky rollout. She appeared on Capitol Hill at the peak of the website hassles last fall.
Hold me accountable for the debacle. Okay. I'm responsible.
Back in October, Sebelius apologized for the troubled startup. She promised to regain public confidence, which the administration is still trying to do following a reported 7 million sign-ups for coverage under the law. Peter Mayer, CBS News.
Last night in Las Vegas, Hillary Clinton was in the middle of a speech.
It's already recycling about 2.
When a woman threw her shoe at the former First Lady.
What?
Is that a bat? That's somebody throwing something at me? Is that part of Cirque du Soleil?
Clinton wasn't hit. Hotel security and the Secret Service took the thrower into custody. She hasn't said why she did it. Princess Cruises says 129 passengers and crew members have now gotten sick aboard the Crown Princess, but it says fewer than 15 were still having gastrointestinal trouble. Blamed on the highly contagious norovirus. 50 people have been quarantined in their cabins. For now, the ship is docked in San Diego. Wall Street is hoping for a better day after the NASDAQ lost over 3% of its value for its worst day since 2011. CBS News business correspondent Anthony Mason says don't read too much into it.
We're in the midst of a 5-year bull market. We haven't had a correction since 2011. And I think, as the Fed is sort of starting to alter its course, people are pulling back and going, wait a second here, are we too high? What's happening? And you get these, one-day sell-offs that look, almost like a little mini panic.
S&P futures are down 8. It's 4 minutes after the hour.
Download now the updated CBS Radio News apps for Android and iOS. You'll get the latest breaking news, text alerts, and access to the CBS Radio News Twitter feeds. All this along with the great news, features, and shows you've come to expect. 60 Minutes, Face the Nation, the Weekend Roundup, and more, all when you want them. For the best news reporting, download the CBS Radio News mobile app for iOS and Android today.
We're your pets, and this song's dedicated to those people who don't have health insurance yet. Enroll, we say, we want you to be okay. Enroll, we say, take care of people for goodness sake.
Health insurance is now affordable and covers prescriptions, hospitalizations, and preventive care. Visit getcoveredamerica.org to learn more.
And take care, people.
Brought to you by Get Covered America and the Ad Council.
The most confident words yet in the search for that Malaysian jet missing for more than a month. They come after more radio signals were heard in the South Indian Ocean. Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott.
We have very much narrowed down the search area, and we are very confident that the signals that we are detecting are from the black box on MH370.
That area was tens of thousands of miles big. Now it's about the size of Los Angeles. Pope Francis has just asked for forgiveness for priests who molested children in some of his strongest comments on the Roman Catholic Church's sexual abuse scandals yet. Vatican Radio says he has told a children's rights group that he feels personally compelled to take on all the evil. Day 5 of testimony for Oscar Pistorius. The prosecutor's questions have involved his girlfriend's screams after he shot her, he says by mistake.
You said, Mr. Pistorius, she never screamed. You couldn't hear. You're just saying that.
That is what I'm saying, my lady.
No, that's not what you're saying. You're saying she didn't scream, and that's why I tested you on it.
And that caused the judge to ask Pistorius about contradictions in his testimony and whether he was too tired to continue. A police rescue gone bad. Los Angeles sheriff's deputies thought they were shooting a man who had attacked someone with a knife. Turns out they shot his victim, John Winkler, trying to escape. Winkler's friend, Trevor Jess.
I'm going to remember John the rest of my life as a hero.
L.A. County Sheriff John Scott.
I want to personally express my heartfelt sympathy. Taking the life of an innocent person is a police officer's greatest nightmare.
CBS says Stephen Colbert will take over The Late Show and David Letterman retires as future competitors have weighed in. NBC's Jimmy Fallon.
Starting in 2015, I will be the new host of the Colbert Report on Comedy Central.
The Daily Show's Jon Stewart says now you won't have to have cable for the privilege, his word, of watching him. And as for Colbert himself,
I do not envy whoever they try to put in that chair.
He'll be in that chair starting sometime next year. Last night at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Gala. The surviving members of Nirvana performed, and Kurt Cobain's widow, Courtney Love, spoke.
I just wish that Kurt was here to hear this, feel this, and be this.
Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world.
Cat Stevens sang. Kiss didn't perform, but fans heard from the group's Gene Simmons.
We are humbled
that the fans ever gave us the chance to do what we love doing.
Rock and roll dreams also came true for Hall & Oates, Peter Gabriel, Linda Ronstadt, and the E Street Band. Time on the roundup, 8 past the hour.
Download now the updated CBS Radio News apps for Android and iOS. You'll get the latest breaking news, text alerts, and access to the CBS Radio News Twitter feeds. All this along with the great news, features, and shows you've come to expect. 60 Minutes, Face the Nation, the Weekend Roundup, and more, all when you want them. For the best news reporting, download the CBS Radio News mobile app for iOS and Android today.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just didn't seem like the best option anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Interesting and innovative things are happening in teaching today, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
The Netherlands has an unusual prison problem. Not enough inmates. The Justice Ministry says there are now more guards and staff than prisoners. Well, this is one of those stories that makes us say you can't make this stuff up. A brief scare at the Kansas City Zoo after 7 chimpanzees busted out using a 6-foot tree branch as their ladder to freedom.
We had one ringleader. He got that log, put it on the wall, got up on top. Somehow then he beckoned other chimps to come over and join him and lured about 6 of them up with him.
KC Zoo Director Randy Wistoff says it took extreme measures to get them back.
We may have had to use some malted milk balls at the end, which is not their normal diet.
A bit later on, another zoo official said they also used carrots, celery, lettuce, and milk-bone dog biscuits. Wistoff says the chimps exhibit is closed today while crews inspect trees around the enclosure. And that's the World News Roundup for Friday, April 11th, 2014. The broadcast
in stabilizing the time-honored substance in garlic that destroys harmful bacteria, viruses, molds, yeast, and fungus. This all-natural microbe killer is called Allison C, and it's now available to you in 100% vegetarian capsules only on the New Earth page at Rense.com. This powerful broad-spectrum antimicrobial agent is harmless to friendly bacteria and has been concentrated to equal an astonishing 35 cloves of garlic in each vegetarian capsule. Think about it. The antibacterial, antiviral strength of 35 odorless cloves of garlic in just one capsule. Allison C is so effective it even destroys superbug MRSA in test after test. Allison C is truly an incredible advance in natural medicine, and with the threats of bacterial and viral diseases and pandemics growing, no home should be without it. Learn more and order Allison C on the New Earth page at Rense.com. Substance in garlic that destroys harmful bacteria, viruses, molds, yeast, and fungus. This all-natural microbe killer is called Allison C, and it's now available to you in 100% vegetarian capsules only on the New Earth page at Rense.com. This powerful broad-spectrum antimicrobial agent is harmless to friendly bacteria and has been concentrated to equal an astonishing 35 cloves of garlic in each vegetarian capsule. Think about it. The antibacterial, antiviral strength of 35 odorless cloves of garlic in just one capsule. Allison C is so effective it even destroys superbug MRSA in test after test. Allison C is truly an incredible advance in natural medicine, and with the threats of bacterial and viral diseases and pandemics growing, no home should be without it. Learn more and order Allison C on the New Earth page at Rense.com.
Oh! Oh! Here? Ah, there. There's no way I'm going to try to reverse it in there. And I'm done for this journey. The way I've got my mods set up at the moment, the only thing that looks a bit plain in the game right now is the buses. I seem to have lost the bus skins. So, I'll see if I can rectify that in time for the next video, Euro Truck Simulator 2. And I'll see you in the next video.